Hey, just want to start this video by saying that for some reason the first 2 minutes of gameplay were not captured. I'm not quite sure what happened to that, so this game is going to be starting about 2 minutes in. Not much of note happened. Shout out to my co-commentator for this video, Jake. His links will be down in the description below.
Floor. Passes it out to, I believe that's KPJ.
Yep, KPJ with the ball here. Screen set by Jabari Smith.
KPJ shooting
three.
And no good. Houston is shooting very poorly so far tonight. Trae Young
That is
on Jalen Green.
Lightly.
Gets by.
Oh.
Driving on Şengün. And no good from Atlanta. Both teams cannot hit a basket to save their lives. Yeah, each team is just has a stonewalled right now. They can't shoot for anything right now.
Man, especially
Trae Young dribbling.
Trae Young step back mid-range than their previous possession. That's when you expect him to hit.
Yeah, for sure. With Trae Young, he's one of the better shooters in the league.
Capella hits a layup. Finally, one of the teams on the board again.
These are two teams looking to improve, but both their coaches are not in good standing with the front offices due to rumors.
Yeah, it'll be curious to see if either team pulls the plug.
Of course, this is just their opening season, but the pressure will be on Silas and McMillan going through this year. Jalen Green's trying to cross up. Driving, kicks it out, passes it, and
three-pointer
for free, good from Kenyon Martin.
Looks like Houston playing classic Houston ball, living and dying by the three ball.
Trae Young dribbling, covered, passes out, good.
That was a nice shot from John Collins.
Yeah, good shot from John Collins, who's not a prolific three-point shooter historically.
Yeah, I would not be banking on him hitting that many contested threes.
Yeah, for sure. Jalen Green driving, passing to Şengün. Oh, sorry, I think that's Şengün. Oh, that is Şengün. I'm sorry.
Yep, that is Şengün.
Man. Trae Young driving.
Ooh, nice open look there for Hunter.
Kicks it out, and no good from DeAndre Hunter. Passes it out to Jabari Smith, who's running up the floor. Kicks it out to KPJ. Passes it to Jalen Green. Jalen Green takes a jumper. Nope, rattles in and out. Passes Atlanta with the ball. John Collins passing it up to DeJounte Murray. DeJounte driving. And almost a travel there. Passes it to John Collins. Passes it to back to DeJounte.
DeJounte
driving. Atlanta up 10 points in this first quarter so far, with 4.5 minutes to go. Jalen Green driving. And
wide open lane to the basket.
With a nice lay-in too. Trae Young. Taking his time. Passes it to Hunter. Hunter steps back. Passes it to Collins.
Nice screen there from Collins. Ooh, DeJounte.
Like a Trae kick out and good by DeJounte Murray.
DeJounte Murray gonna be curious to see what he shoots from three this year. Hopefully, getting more looks next to Trae Young, more open looks, that is.
Yeah, for sure. Though I expect Trae to be more the shooter and DeJounte more the facilitator. Ella bringing it out with DeJounte Murray to Collins. Back to Murray. DeJounte fires, no good.
Murray is a pretty prolific mid-range shooter.
Yeah, but Atlanta, neither team is shooting the basketball particularly well this season.
No, not at all.
Jalen Green shoots, and good long-range step-back three from Jalen Green.
That is not a shot that Jalen is expected to hit, but when he's hitting it.
Oh yeah, for sure. You don't want him to get caught though, for sure.
Beautiful pass
there. And Capella slams it in.
Tied 15-all just past the halfway point in the first quarter.
JPJ bring up the floor. Robert Young Passes it to
Jalen
Green. Green fires and good again. Jalen Green having himself a night so far.
At least one of the shooters is
Back-to-back
heating up for one of them. Timeout Atlanta.
For sure. Back threes and Nate McMillan calls timeout.
I can't say I blame him. With Jalen Green's hitting the threes, gotta call something.
For sure. They might try to make some adjustments here and see if they can box him out more. McMillan, this is McMillan's third year of Atlanta, and it'll be a key one with the development of Trae Young after acquiring DeJounte Murray in the offseason.
Yeah, Atlanta starting to raise their expectations a bit, especially after a conference final run.
For sure. Trae Young driving, passes it to Collins, who slams it in.
Nice passing there. Between DeJounte and Trae Young, this Atlanta Hawks team should rack up the assists. KJ Martin left wide open there on the cut.
Atlanta ball. Bogdanovich bringing it up.
Bogdanovich with his first touch of the season, and Trae Young wide open in the corner.
Kicks it out. For a three. Tie game. 2020.
Trae Young is the one person on this team you cannot afford to leave open.
For sure. He might be the most dangerous player in this ball game. Green. Looking. Driving.
Ooh, was that a block from
and
Capella?
Stolen by block from Capella with the steal, passes it back to Bogdanovich, I believe. Who passes it to Collins. Back to Young, shooting. Trae Young, and good. It was a three.
Be interesting to see if they can incorporate John Collins more in the offense this season. He's been wanting a bigger role.
Shooting.
Bouncing
no good
around, but not going in.
Passes it. Atlanta. Driving.
Trae trying to get something going here.
Spinning.
Capella.
And no good. But with the putback.
Big putback slam there. Capella has been putting a lot of offensive pressure on compared to what his expectations are.
For Houston, you need to box that out more. That's inexcusable basketball.
Yeah, you cannot have Capella crashing the glass like this.
Another miss from Houston. Atlanta, back to possession. Bogdanovich bringing up the floor and trying to get a good look. Trying to cross up.
Isolation here versus not a bad defender in Kenyon Martin Jr.
And passes back out to Hunter.
And
to his teammate. And no good.
Clint Capella jump shot is not what you want to end up happening.
For sure. Capella's more of a glass cleaner for sure. Houston, and no good again.
Surprisingly, not bad defense being played by Trae Young there on that possession.
If I'm Steven Silas, I would call a timeout, but that's just me.
Capella taking advantage of the mismatch there with Jalen Green guarding him.
Atlanta on a big run here.
And there's the timeout for Silas. I don't know what adjustments Houston has to make, but they need to figure out some way to stop Clint Capella on the glass.
Atlanta. Houston ball. I know I'm defending. Of the inbound. And foul.
Onyeka Okongwu coming in and immediately getting a reach-in foul.
Yeah, sloppy basketball from the third year big out of from the third year big out.
Looking like pretty much a whole new lineup out there for Houston coming out of the timeout with Usman Garuba, Josh Christopher, Jayshawn Tate, Isaiah Thomas.
Thomas with a three. And no good. In and out. Atlanta kicks it out. Atlanta shooting in the paint and fouled.
Isaiah Thomas versus Trae Young, the defensive matchup everybody's been looking forward to.
Two of the smaller yards in the league and two of the worst defenders in the league. Young's first shot is good. It's an 8-point Atlanta lead. Young. And the second one is also good. Trae Young has consistently Trae Young has definitely become one of the more well-regarded free throw shooters in the league. Isaiah Thomas pulls up with no shot, and he drains it.
Isaiah Thomas looking for a career renaissance here in Houston.
In what I believe will be his 16th after stints in Boston, Cleveland, LA, the Lakers, and some others.
Rockets only shooting 47% open this game.
Charlotte was the other team. As I said, Thomas is 15, and as Atlanta gets a steal, Atlanta running up the floor. Pat kicks it out, passes it back. Bogdanovich, Young.
Trae Young not been able to create much space there off that screen.
But Young passes it back out. Young back to Young and shooting and good. Another three for Atlanta.
That's all you need. If Trae Young has enough space to get the shot off, he's going to be taking it. Less than 1 minute left here in the first quarter. Atlanta has pulled away with a nice 11-point lead.
And pull up. No good. Young driving up back to the floor. Young.
Jalen Johnson here with the screen for him.
And Trae Young with another wide open three. Trae Young having himself an opening quarter 14-point Atlanta lead with seconds left in the quarter.
Isaiah Thomas hits a nice heavily contested shot. Trae Young's really turned it on after a cold start for both teams offensively.
Absolutely. AJ Griffin on the floor now for Atlanta. Trae Young pulls it up. And another good look and going in for Trae Young. 39-25. Seconds remaining.
Atlanta really turning it around to close this corner.
Looking fadeaway three. No good.
An abysmal shot there from Isaiah Thomas.
Trae Young almost hits the toss three from half court in the quarter.
How we ended the quarter, I wouldn't have even been surprised had it gone in.
Absolutely. Trae Young up. Trae Young having himself a night. 39-25 in favor of Atlanta.
Here we are coming into the second quarter. 14-point lead for Atlanta. Josh Christopher going to bring the ball down court to start this quarter.
As you see in the graphic, Atlanta has been dominant in the paint. And from range, of course, with Trae Young and DeJounte Murray hitting multiple threes in the opening quarter.
Trae Young crosses up Isaiah Thomas bad there. And John Collins hitting another from Atlanta.
John Collins is having himself a night. Atlanta up 42-25.
John Collins, someone who's been in trade rumors for years now. But if he can perform like this, Atlanta can't afford to get rid of him.
Absolutely. Atlanta needs him to perform better, at the very least for their own sake. And the foul and the N1.
Isaiah Thomas with 2 fouls already with very limited time on the court.
For sure. Not a great start for Isaiah Thomas. Not been bad, but not great either. Dejounte Murray with the one free throw, and it's good.
Up to a 20-point lead now for Atlanta.
Houston, Thomas with the ball, passes it, and good. Houston cuts it down to 18. And it'll fill up with Usman Garuba.
Usman Garuba, a very raw prospect for them. Going to be curious to see what he can develop into in the coming years.
For sure. Hailing from Spain, the 6'8" big, who looks, and as Atlanta hits a 3, who could be a key integral for Houston going forward. Whether that's for them or through a trade.
Especially if he can get his 3-ball to drop consistently.
Oh, absolutely.
And that is a foul there on John Collins.
Bit of a sloppy foul on Collins.
Seeing quite a few sloppy fouls to start this game.
Oh, absolutely, but one team has made the most of them for sure. And that being Atlanta, with Houston struggling. Houston shooting, good. Hello, too young. Young bring up the floor. Young doubled.
Silas. Oh, personal foul there from Tari Eason.
Eason, one of their 3 first-round picks, Ty Washington, Jabari Smith Jr. being the other 2 for Houston, picking up a foul.
At what point, if you're Steven Silas, do you pull Isaiah Thomas off the matchup for Trae Young, as Trae Young actually just exits the floor?
I would say next time, if they're on the court together again, I would absolutely do it immediately. Because, I don't know, Thomas just can't, and Murray pulls up. Thomas is just struggling defensively, huh?
Dejounte Murray, 17 points on the night already.
Atlanta, killing Houston. Houston trying to cross up. Houston, back to Houston gets the ball to Jayshawn Tate. Houston kicks it out. I believe that's another 3, and it's no good.
Bit of an ugly looking shot there from Usman Garuba on what was a pretty open look.
For sure. Garuba, like we mentioned before, very raw prospect, hailing from Spain. Drafted 2 years ago, and Atlanta drives in and gets another dunk. And it's a timeout, Houston.
Dejounte Murray white hot to start this game. A look at last year's 3-point percentages. Hawks were number 2 in the league, and it's looking like they're going to continue to live and die by the 3-ball here, and it looks to be working out pretty well for them thus far.
Absolutely. They have tons of pro 3-point shooters on that team with AJ Griffin, who they drafted with the 15th pick this past draft. Very young. Dejounte Murray, Bogdanovich. They have tons of weapons.
And it's looking like John Collins has been putting work into his 3-point shot, judging by how he shot this game so far.
For sure, over the offseason, Collins seems to have improved for sure. Thomas, driving, shooting, rattles in and out.
Just not able to get any space going.
Been a good. No, for sure, it's been an awful opening night so far for Houston.
How cool Isaiah Thomas has been doing, you wonder if they're going to pull the plug on this experiment quick.
For sure, down 24.
Clint Capella with another offensive rebound.
Capella, known for his time in Houston, is really making a name for himself again in Atlanta.
Capella's definitely been known as a glass cleaner, and he has proven that tonight.
For sure, Houston with getting nuts points from Josh Christopher.
On an impressive contested layup hit.
Dejounte Murray, crossing, driving, steps back, shoots over Thomas, and airballs it. Maybe getting a little overconfident.
3 attempt.
Absolutely, that was what we like to call the Curry range.
DeJounte's an alright 3-point shooter, but yeah, that kind of range shot was definitely a heat check.
Maybe a bit ambitious and sloppy there.
Jalen Green, Kevin Porter Jr. both back on the court now for Houston. As is, I think that's
Green
Şengün
with
down
the
there.
ball. Şengün down, back into 5. Green. And loses the ball. Stolen by Capella. Atlanta bringing it to the floor. Pat kicks it out. And blocked by Houston.
Big block there from the rookie.
Jabari Smith, the number 3 overall pick, who slid on draft night with a big time block there.
Yeah, Jabari Smith was in talks for the number 1 overall pick without there being a clear cut one last year. Be interesting to see who walks away with Rookie of the Year.
For sure. Atlanta kicks it out. Atlanta, pull up. Shot, no good.
That's a surprising miss. DeJounte is normally a knockdown mid-range shooter, especially on the pull-ups.
Absolutely. Jalen Green with the ball here. On Murray. Passes it to Smith, who breaks a 3. Murray.
That has been one big question with Jabari Smith is, can he hit his 3-ball?
And Houston needs to space the floor. That's their philosophy.
Yep.
Was under D'Antoni and is now the same with under Silas. Jabari Smith with a long mid-range. No good.
Wonder if Jabari needs to take a few more steps inside the three-point line to get himself warmed up a bit.
For sure. Murray with the ball. It's an open lane and pulls up. Shooting good.
Atlanta's really been loving this DeJounte Murray, John Collins pick-and-roll game.
For sure. Atlanta shooting lights out outside of those opening few minutes.
And a rare sloppy foul from DeJounte Murray on that reach-in. DeJounte, a perennial all-defensive caliber player.
Absolutely. Johnny Murray, known for defense. That's part of the reason why Atlanta traded for him. Being the balanced and quality player that he is. Jabari Smith with a pull-up 3 and good from the rookie.
Given the ones he's missed, it's a bit surprising to see him hitting a moving pull-up.
Sure. Murray trying to cross up. Driving. And blocked. Well, Houston bringing it to the floor now. Still a 23-point game.
And we're already halfway through the second quarter now.
Green with a pull-up 3. Good. Houston hitting back-to-back 3s.
And that is a timeout for the Hawks now.
And I'd like to apologize as Quinn Snyder was hired in the offseason, I forgot, as Nate McMillan stepped down due to personal reasons. But yeah, Snyder calls timeout here.
After an absolutely sluggish start from both teams, Atlanta has really turned it up in the last 12 or so minutes.
Do you see your new Atlanta head coach, Quinn Snyder, coaching his first game for the team?
Garrison Matthews getting his first minutes of the year.
Jonathan Murray passes it to Griffin. Murray.
And Murray
Shooting.
Collins pick and roll does not work that time.
Jalen Green.
Ooh, passing down to Şengün with a mismatch in the post.
And Şengün good.
10-2 run for Houston.
Now it's now a 18-point ball game. And it's up to as much as 24.
A lot of good ball movement here from Atlanta on this possession.
Atlanta shooting, no good.
If Garrison Matthews is going to find minutes, he's going to need to hit his threes. That's the whole reason he's on this team.
Absolutely. You get quality minutes from Matthews. And Houston, no good. Lower 4 minutes left and a half.
AJ Griffin here being guarded by Jalen Green. And another miss for Garrison Matthews.
Matthews really struggling.
Alperen Şengün pulling with the 3 out the catch and shoot.
Impressive stuff from Şengün. Down to 15 for the Atlanta lead.
And Atlanta still running a lot through Garrison Matthews here.
Very confusing stuff from Quinn Snyder, who's regarded as being a pretty solid head coach.
Yeah, I get it being early in the season and wanting to see what you have, but when you have DeJounte Murray on the floor and you're running offense through Garrison Matthews,
bit questionable for sure.
Easy to see why Houston's been able to get themselves back into the game here.
Şengün with 11 points, 8 points in paint tonight. The other shot, other 3 coming from that impressive 3-pointer. Matthews again shooting, no good.
You have to wonder how much longer they're going to keep Garrison Matthews on the floor. He has not been shooting the ball well.
No, for sure. Atlanta calls him out as their lead shrinks to 11. You're Steven Styles, you have to like where your momentum is. You have the momentum right now.
But on the other hand, you have to see Trae Young checking back in and have to be worried with the way he's been shooting.
But the good news is Isaiah Thomas is not guarding him, so there's that.
True. And Garrison Matthews still on the floor. Interesting choice.
Garrison Matthews is bringing up the floor. Jalen Johnson also there for Atlanta.
Jalen Johnson, a prospect who saw a lot of hype coming out of high school, but really ended up dropping in the draft. I have to wonder if he'll be able to reach his potential, as that is a nice bucket there and draws the foul.
Well, Onyeka Okongwu, former 2020 first-round lottery pick.
With how much Onyeka Okongwu has impressed so far in his career, you have to wonder how much longer Clint Capella is going to be in the cards for them.
Also, you also have to consider what identity does he want, because Okongwu is a smaller big. Only around 6'9". Okongwu drafted USC. It was a 6th overall pick back in 2020, and what we have to consider a weaker draft class.
That is very true.
And no good from Atlanta. I mean, Houston. Atlanta off the ball.
Jabari Smith Jr.
AJ Griffin
6 rebounds, but only shooting 1 for 6 on the game.
For sure, struggling. The rookie is. Trae Young. 3 and 4.
That's 18 points on the game for Trae now.
Absolute stunning stuff from Trae Young here so far tonight. 2 minutes left in the half.
Both Trae Young and DeJounte Murray just dominant to start this game.
And Jalen Johnson with a good steal off a bad pass from Houston. AJ Griffin driving, passes kicks out to Young. Shoots. And no good. Trae Young with a rare miss tonight. Houston with the ball. Jim Green.
Kenyon Martin Jr. here trying to take advantage of the Garrison Matthews matchup.
A good defense from Matthews, and no good from Houston on a tray.
Matthews, another open look.
Good. Matthews hitting his shot.
Brings the lead back up to 20.
50 seconds and counting. You're less than half. Jalen Green on Griffin, and no good. Green for his own rebound, passes it out, and drains the three from Kenyon Martin Jr. Jalen Green with the assist. AJ Griffin bring it to the floor. Takes it out to Garrison Matthews. Jalen Johnson also out there. Passes it to Johnson. Passes it to Young, who stepped back three, no good. Bit ambitious.
Another shot there from Curry range.
17, for sure. And step back for Houston, who nails it, cutting the lead down to 14 for Kevin Porter Jr. with a nice, risky three, you must say.
Very risky three, but Kevin Porter Jr., not someone who lacks confidence.
Trae Young running with about 3-second difference on the shot clock. Trae Young taking his time. ISO gets the screen. Gets a good look. And drains another three, making the lead 17 once more.
This Atlanta backcourt has been looking monster here in the first half.
Monstrous for sure. And Atlanta with a desperation three, and will go in the half with a 17-point lead.
Hawks with a theoretically pretty easy schedule coming up with Magic, Hornets, and then 2 versus the Pistons.
But don't underestimate your opponent in the NBA for sure, because any night anyone can win. Especially since this Atlanta team is very hot and cold historically the past few seasons. Easton is well starting to have. Tar Easton brings it out, kicking it to, I believe that's Keyshawn Nix.
I think this is Nix's first time on the floor, and he gets to bring the ball up court.
Very risky stuff from Silas. At Houston. Foul called on Capella on Şengün. Şengün going to the line. Hits the first. Rattles in. Şengün second shot attempt.
Hits both of them down to a 15-point lead.
Good stuff from Houston to start the half. Trae Young. Fouled hard.
There wasn't really much more Knicks could do there. He lost Trae Young on the drive, had to foul him, or otherwise he just had an easy layup.
For sure. Both teams fouling to start the quarter. Young. It's the first.
Trae Young, usually a pretty sure thing from the line, and he does it both of them here.
Houston bringing it to the floor.
And a hard foul there from Capella.
I believe that's Capella's third already tonight.
With how dominant Capella's been on the glass, they can't afford him to be getting into foul trouble with 2 fouls here early in the third quarter.
That's Christopher trying to cut the lead down to 14. Sorry, 15. She does. Atlanta. And fouled. Tari Eason. A lot of shots to the line here early in the third.
Yeah, it looks like neither team wants to give up easy shots to the basket. I don't know if my cow was audible there, but she decided to yell.
That's right. Trae Young hits the first free throw.
And Trey bricks the second
Trae
one.
Young misses badly. Houston kicks it out. Passing up the floor.
Alperen Şengün on the pick and roll.
A nice slam. Cutting the lead down to just 14. Sadiq Bey on the floor for her tonight for Atlanta. Kicks it out.
And
driving.
Nice block
and
there
no
from
good.
Alperen Şengün. Sadiq Bey going to be fighting for minutes at the wing position with DeAndre Hunter, Jalen Johnson, Onyeka Okongwu playing tall ball 4.
Jalen Green hits a 3, cutting down to lead to 11. Murray with the ball. Passes it to Bay. Passes it to Young. Young fakes, drives, and blocked again by Houston. Houston bring up the floor. Passes to Jalen Green.
Nix has been impressive in his couple minutes here so far.
For sure. Keyshawn Nix, a definitely not highly prolific player, but for sure he's making his minutes count tonight. Green passes it out, and no good from Houston. I don't know, a 3. No good.
Those are the kinds of shots they're going to need DeAndre Hunter to hit this year.
For sure. Especially after drafting AJ Griffin and signing Hunter to a big extension.
Houston going on another good run here as the lead is cut down to single digits.
And no good again for Atlanta. Houston as well. Lead is down to 9. Şengün with the kick out, and it's good from Tari Eason.
Not the prettiest of alley-oop attempts there, but it went in.
For sure, that's all that matters. And it's down to 7.
At what point do you think Atlanta has to call a timeout?
Probably soon, as Trae Young hits a 3. Houston back the floor once more. Jalen Green with the ball. Fix it. And no good.
Good defense there from Capella.
Ten-point ball game. At 4 minutes into the third. And Atlanta with the lay-in from Trae Young.
Everyone always gives credit to Trae Young for his shooting, but underrated slasher.
For sure. Houston passing around. Late drive from Şengün, foul called on Capella.
That's Capella's 3rd foul of the game, but also 3rd foul in this quarter. And Şengün misses his first free throw.
No, Houston needs if they want to get the momentum back. Trae Young, no good.
That's a shot that Trae Young is going to hit more often than not. That's a shot you're fine with him taking if you are Atlanta.
For sure. But Atlanta struggled here early in the third.
And Alperen Şengün trying to exploit the mismatch with Trae Young on him.
And gets it. Cuts the lead down to 11.
18 points on the game for Şengün, 12 of them in the paint.
Excuse me, 9. But yeah, Atlanta. Murray, Young shooting the 3. Makes it 12.
Trae Young, after a bit of a sluggish second quarter, hardly playing, and a bit of a sluggish start to the third, kicking it back up.
80-68 ball game in favor of Atlanta. Houston fires, and no good from Houston.
DeJounte Murray handing it off to Saddiq Bey here.
Guarded by Keyshawn Nix. Trae Young kicks it out, shoots and fires, and good. Makes it a 13-point ball game 15-point ball game once more.
And that has been the difference maker's three-point shot, as Atlanta has made 5 more threes than Houston has.
Houston firing from 3 and gets it.
Tari Eason, a bit of a streaky shooter, but if he's hitting his threes, you got to feel good about that.
Sure. Saddiq Bey with the ball. Passes to Trae. And back to passes to Bey, who fires and misses it, but rebound and slammed in by Capella for a 14-point
Capella has been dominant on the offensive glass, it feels like.
Jalen Green. And fouled. Green is his first. Ty Washington checks into the game for Houston.
Houston running a bit of a bigger lineup with Usman Garuba and Frank Kaminsky both on the court.
Green. Second shot is also good. Waits out down to 12. Good shot from Bogdanovich to make the lead 14 once more.
I don't know about you, but I'm wondering why Atlanta took Trae Young off the court since he was just starting to heat up.
Sure, Quinn Snyder with some questionable decisions tonight. Jalen Green. Driving and good on the tough shot.
If you're Bogdanovich, there is nothing more you can do on that one.
Absolutely. That was just a great effort from Jalen Green. DeJounte Murray. Lays it in. He did a 14-point ball game once more.
DeJounte Murray with just a beautiful, I think, Euro step.
Yeah, for sure. 4 and a bit left to go here in the third as Jalen Green slams it in.
Both teams going a bit away from the 3-ball and just driving right into the paint here.
Good physical basketball. Atlanta. It's a nice look from DeJounte Murray. That's 25 tonight.
Jalen Green with a sneaky 6 assists. Didn't even realize he'd been playmaking like that.
Yeah. And Ty Washington with a 3. So good.
Ty Washington definitely far from a sure thing from 3. Something he can hopefully come around on as his career goes along.
And that's a foul. Gordon Garuba.
And Isaiah Thomas checking back into the game.
Isaiah Thomas' first minute since the first quarter.
You should have a bit of an easier defensive assignment with DeJounte Murray as opposed to Trae Young, but he'll also have to deal with that. DeJounte Murray's stellar defense.
Thomas is long too. Atlanta with some good ball movement. Atlanta kicks it up. to Collins. 1 second on the shot clock. And I think that was good.
It was good, and John Collins really trying to prove a point here today, it seems like.
Being trade rumors in the past 2 off seasons. Thomas fouled.
Fourth foul for Capella.
Fourth.
All 4 of his fouls come in this quarter. With how great Capella's been this game, having 4 fouls with still 3.5 to go in the third is not ideal.
As well as that puts Houston in a bonus. Still 3 and change to go.
Yeah, if Houston can go on another run and take advantage of the fact that they're in the bonus, they could claw themselves right back into this game again. Seems like every time they claw their way back, Atlanta just goes on another huge run, though.
Sure. I know. Passing it, shooting it, no good.
DeJounte just tried to shoot right over the much smaller Isaiah Thomas there. And a nice steal there from Clint Capella playing the passing lanes.
AJ Griffin with the lob. No good. Stolen. Houston. Some good ball movement. And almost nearly stolen again. Going back the other way.
Tyrese, a nice job on the cut, but the pass was just a bit off there.
Some good physical basketball in the paint here. And stolen by Houston. Thomas running the floor.
A lot of ball movement, but a lot of steals been happening.
For sure. A bit sloppy basketball here late in the third.
Very reminiscent of the early first quarter.
And Bogdanovich fixed the foul. Houston to the line. Saying Jayshawn Tate as well, I believe.
Yep, Jayshawn Tate. Who, if I remember right, was an undrafted rookie last year.
I believe that is correct.
And it looks like Houston's going to try to crash the glass again as they're running 2 bigs as Capella leaves the court for Atlanta. DeJounte Murray trying to get past Isaiah Thomas. And 1 opportunity.
Tate being undrafted in 2018 after making his debut of Houston not until 2020. Atlanta gets their lead back up to 16.
Less than 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. You have to think it's
yeah, for sure it's do or die right now for Houston. As the shot won't go. Murray bring up the floor to Bogdanovich, who is a clear lane but passes it up for a step back. It doesn't work.
Houston is really not taking advantage of being in the bonus at all.
Sure, minute 12 left. Thomas with a long 3, no good. Atlanta's rebound from AJ Griffin.
Houston giving Isaiah Thomas a chance, but you have to wonder if he'll be seeing much playing time after today's performance.
John Collins for a big miss. Final seconds here. In the third. Step back. 3, no good from Houston.
John Collins feeling like he's making quite the impact on the glass along with offensively this game. Not sure exactly what his stats are, but it feels like he's been reigning in the boards.
For sure. 30 seconds, freezing on shot clock. Atlanta, good.
DeJounte Murray and Trae Young both have just been doing so well, and Atlanta doing a really good job of staggering their minutes. Seems like one of them has always been on the court for them.
On the seconds here in the half. I mean, in the quarter. Hey, Thomas, step back three. No good.
98 to 80 game.
18-point Atlanta lead. Atlanta's been on fire, hot and cold, but mostly hot tonight.
And really being carried big time by their backcourt and John Collins.
See our sister game as there's a good feed to DeJounte Murray for a nice lay-in.
And Atlanta with the ball here to start the fourth quarter. 18-point lead, you have to think they're feeling comfortable with that.
Young kicks it out to Sadiq Bey, who's back on the floor for Atlanta in this final quarter. And no good for Atlanta. Do or die right now for Houston.
You have to think Houston cannot be happy with how little times they got to the free throw line after getting into the bonus last quarter.
For sure, a 16-point game, though, as they get some valuable points. And Atlanta fouled in the and one after the foul.
That was a nice baseline cut there from AJ Griffin.
Zubin Garuba picks up another foul. As Griffin looks like he might be shaking up a little.
That would definitely be a huge blow to Atlanta if Adrian Griffin had any sort of injury on that play, but it looks like he's playing on.
19-point Atlanta lead. Houston gets it to go to shot clock winding down from Frank Kaminsky.
Frank Kaminsky, you'd have to think, is playing mostly a mentorship role on this team, but nice to see him providing something on the court, too.
Sure. Houston running up the floor. Kicking out to Washington. Houston, fadeaway, and no good. And some tough physical basketball that results in Atlanta slam to bring the lead back up to 19.
Massive slam from Sadiq Bey, who, I think I already said this earlier, but he's fighting for playing time on this team.
For sure. And stolen by Atlanta.
Nice reverse slam there from Adrian Griffin.
Another tough topic from Atlanta. Putting only up to 21.
The turnover difference in this game has been insane, with 9-2 turnover advantage for Atlanta.
And you have to wonder if Houston's running out of mojo and time to make a comeback here.
They're definitely running short on time, with the lead being 21 now.
4 seconds on the shot clock. Atlanta kicking out. Zip Bay shooting. No good. And it's a really tough physical basketball in the paint.
Frank Kaminsky not able to get the second chance bucket to go.
For sure. Absolutely disappointing there for Houston. Atlanta off the lob and just good. Bring the lead up to 23. Pumped up there.
Beautiful, beautiful slam.
And timeout Houston.
Houston, you think they got to put their starters back in now. Got to take out the guys like Frank Kaminsky and Usman Garuba and them.
Do you want to concede and just rush your starters? That's the other question. As Trae Young is our New Balance player of the game.
Well deserved. He has been putting on a clinic offensively. As Atlanta looks like they have all of their starting five out there. And Houston also look like they have their starting five.
And a 3-point foul by Atlanta on Jalen Green.
A rare lapse in defensive IQ there from DeJounte Murray, going way too aggressive on that.
And Green hits the first.
Jalen Green with a chance to hit all three of his free throws here. And he does hit all three of them. Down to a 20-point game again.
Big time point from Houston there.
We've got to be wondering, only 8.5 minutes left. Can they come back from down 20?
Not if they keep playing like that. Just Jabari Smith Jr. picks the foul.
Trae Young, if he hits both of these free throws, that'll be 40 points on the game for him. And that is a 40-point game for Trae Young now.
Big time opening night for Trae Young.
Trae Young, someone who's always going to be in talks for winning a scoring title, have to wonder it's just a matter of time until he actually wins one.
As Jalen Green's shot goes in and out. Atlanta kicks it out. And no good.
Overall, good game from Atlanta, but DeAndre Hunter has not been looking good shooting the ball.
As Houston gets it back down. 220.
And that is a charge on DeJounte, his fourth foul of the game.
As both Capella and Murray are both high up in the foul trouble.
Atlanta have been playing surprisingly very physical defense, resulting in a lot of fouls.
As Capella and Murray both have 4 each. Jabari Smith with a pull 3. It's good.
Jabari Smith definitely showing he's not lacking the confidence to take the jump shots.
But they're not going in at a high rate, though. That's the issue.
You would hope that it's just some beginning of the year rust for him.
Absolutely. Another foul. It's time with Kevin Porter Jr.
Just
Steven
a bad
Silas
foul
is not
there.
amused.
Can't blame him. That was a real boneheaded foul there.
Especially in crunch time for Houston, at least. As Trae Young hits the first.
And both free throws are good for Trae. He's only missed 1 free throw on the game.
This is a 19-point advantage for Atlanta again.
Jalen Green does a nice job getting by DeJounte Murray there, but John Collins was right there with the help defense.
Murray. Goodbye. Young, sorry. And Young, good.
That is 44 points on the game from Trae Young now on really good efficiency.
And a foul on Capella, his fifth.
And it looks like they are opting to keep Capella in here despite the 5 fouls with a little over 6 minutes left in the game.
$19.0 Atlanta lead.
And they swarm Trae Young there, but they leave DeJounte Murray wide open for 3.
Taking the lead up back up to 22.
You would think if they're going to double off someone, they wouldn't be doubling off of DeJounte Murray since he's also been having a hot game. Kevin Porter Jr. being guarded by Trae Young here. Dribbles out of bounds.
Saw people play from Houston.
Seems like that's been the story of a lot of this game.
Houston's had their moments, but they still look very raw. As Trae Young could pull up jumper, no good.
Houston definitely showing their inexperience being one of the younger teams in the league. And Jalen Green pulling up for 3 here at the end of the shot clock, missing. And Trae Young just a wide open layup there, driving baseline.
4.5 minutes to go. It's like this is all locked up for Atlanta with a 24-point advantage.
Yeah, there's probably no way Houston can come back to win this one. Kevin Porter Jr. didn't even realize has less than 10 points on the game.
And Trae Young with another shot, and it's good. Rattles in and back it in.
That is 48 points for Trae on the game now. And Houston able to recover the loose ball, and Alperen Sengun goes up for the layup.
I think it's too little too late for Houston here. They only have shot around 35% tonight. And good from the slam for Capella.
Alperen Sengun tried to intercept that pass, but went way too all in, just letting Capella have a wide open dunk once he missed the pass.
KPJ. Spins and good. 100 to 122.
KPJ finally in double-digit points, but you'd have to think he's got to be disappointed with only 10 points being primarily guarded by Trae Young. Passing down to Alperen Sengun in the post. And makes it over.
And fires, and it's good. Now running down. Atlanta fires, no good. Offensive rebound and get covered by Houston.
You have to wonder if Trae Young is going to be forcing up shots here, trying to get the 50-piece. Only 2 points away.
Houston fires, no good.
Jabari Smith Jr. still showing confidence despite missing so many jump shots this game. With this game being pretty much wraps, what do you think the expectations are for Atlanta going into the season?
To play playoffs minimum for sure. Obviously, they made the Eastern Conference Finals a few years ago now, but I think they have big aspirations this year. With the acquisition of DeJounte Murray.
Yeah, they're definitely. You would think they got to be hoping that DeJounte's defense can put them over the edge, and Trae Young with the foul there push them over the edge to maybe even make the finals after making the Eastern Conference Finals before. As Trae Young forces up a 3 and misses that one. He definitely seems like he's trying to hit that 50-piece.
Houston with the ball. And no good again. Houston's struggling here to end the game. A little over a minute to go.
Little over a minute to go with a 19-point game. I'd imagine we'll be seeing a lot of that. Trae Young shots.
Shoots and no good.
Only a couple possessions left in this game. Atlanta showing really impressive showing here after starting off the game so poorly.
Sure, it's going to be an impressive win here for Atlanta. Hopefully, gives them some confidence going in for the rest of the year.
This is going to be a big
shot clock drives and foul.
This is going to be a big beginning of the year for Atlanta, playing a lot of games that on paper they should have an easy time winning. Hopefully build up their confidence before they face some of the bigger contenders.
Absolutely.
An MVP chance here for DeJounte Murray at the line.
Murray hits his shot. 1 point lead for Atlanta.
Only a couple seconds separating the game clock and the shot clock now. This one's all but over.
Winding down. Houston. And their time and a loose ball foul. Or a personal foul on Jabari Smith.
And with that, the shot clock is off. You'd have to think they're just going to dribble the ball out here.
And that very much sums up this game tonight.
126 to 105.
Very sloppy and confusing ball from Houston.
Big win here for Atlanta on opening night. Big game from Trae Young. As let's take a look at the box score. Trae Young with 48 points and 12 assists. DeJounte Murray with 35, 5, and 4. Capella, 12 rebounds, but 3 of them were big offensive rebounds. Really seemed like he was crashing the glass more than that. DeAndre Hunter missed all 3 of his 3-pointers, all of them open looks too. Then on the Rockets side of things, their leading scorer was Alperen Şengün with 24 points and 8 rebounds, 9 for 10 shooting. Jalen Green, 23, 4 points and 23 points, 4 rebounds, and 7 assists. And Jabari Smith Jr., 3 for 10 shooting, 2 for 5 from 3. You would hope he has better efficiency than that as the season goes along.
For sure.
Any standouts from this game that you would want to talk about?
I don't think so, but I think Trae Young was absolutely on fire.
Look at the team stats as Atlanta just shot lights out, 53 from the field, 44 from 3, and 83% from the line. 8 steals. Led by as much as 26. Unless there's anything else you want to say about this game, I think that about does it for this broadcast.
I think so. I think we're about done. But I appreciate you guys tuning in.